Hey guys, Stephen here on Double Tap on YouTube. Flying solo today because I've got the chance to catch up with someone we haven't spoken to for a couple of years. He is Charles Leclercq. He is the guy behind a product called ARX Vision. We called it ARX Vision, but the name has changed a little bit. It's now called ARX Vision. There's a new product out. We're going to learn all about it here on the show today. Charles is back with me to tell us all about it.
Hi, Stephen. I'm Charles Leclercq. I am the CEO and founder of ARX Vision, and I'm based in London today, where it's finally sunny, finally getting our summer back, and it's a pleasure to be talking to you again.
Yes, lovely to have you back on the show, and great to have you telling us about the latest version of ARX Vision. Now, let me get the pronunciation right here. Is it ARX Vision, ARX Vision? What am I supposed to be calling it? Because I get mixed up with these acronyms. The way my screen reader reads things, it's so confusing.
Yeah, so we in the beginning we used to call it ARX because of the augmented reality audio aspect and the experience aspect, but we've settled on ARX Vision because
ARX
it's
Vision.
like the headset is shaped like an arc, and when you use it, it feels like a story arc. So that's how we say it now.
Okay, so for people who are new to this device, perhaps not following the story of ARX Vision, tell us about the product, how it started out, and what it does.
Sounds good. So the ARX AI headset is a headset that's shaped like an arc, and it has a 4K camera on it. It is wired to a smartphone, so you can connect it to your smartphone. And when you connect it to the smartphone, it becomes the main camera and interface of the smartphone for specific apps. And what that means is that you can wear the headset, lock your phone, put it in your pocket or your bag, and utilize your favorite compatible generative AI and computer vision apps without having to hold the phone in front of you. And so people use it for reading documents, appreciating art, and all sort of things outside and inside of their home.
Now, when you and I spoke about this product way back at the beginning, we were at the very early stages, in my mind anyway, of what AI, artificial intelligence, was. I mean, it felt, even then, very new. It was, I guess, to some degree limited to our imagination, I guess, to some degree. But, ultimately there was a limit on what we could do with the hardware, the capability at that time. And then zoom forward all these months, not that long really, and, AI has just blown up, right? It can do so much, and we see what GPT from OpenAI is able to do, and it's just incredible. I mean, has that helped you to make this product, to make your new product go even further?
Yes, absolutely. In the beginning, we saw that the potential was in combining computer vision and artificial intelligence. And when I joined ARX Vision in 2020, there was still not really any kind of generative AI. But very soon in 2022, we had the first version of GPT 2.0. And that's when we actually started integrating large language models into ARX. But at the time, it was still not possible to do multimodal question and answering. So basically loading an image into a large language model. And we started to do it early 2023 with our own secret sauce so that you could ask questions about documents that you had scanned because we would translate the document and then put it in the AI so we could ultimately converse with the document. And it's been really exciting because generative AI has given us tools to understand our customer needs better in real time. So things like, what are the intents? Is someone trying to put a document in front of them, or are they trying to walk on a path or to read the price on a product? So we're able to understand intent and therefore curate the experience according to their needs. And that's, I think, really, really powerful.
The design of the headset's interesting as well because you're using what I would term almost the kind of aftershocks bone conduction type headphones that we as blind people often quite used to using. You're using that style of headset, but then you've added a camera to it. And when we spoke last time, you talked about the reason for this being because a lot of blind people don't want to wear glasses. They may not wear glasses. And actually, this would be an alternative to those who don't want to walk around with a pair of glasses on their face when they're not used to doing that.
That's right. And that's what has driven the design for the ARX Vision. The first factor is not covering the face because style matters. The second factor is open ear audio. I think everyone understands that it's really important for this category of users to be able to hear their surroundings no matter what. And finally, I would say that I see that you're wearing the Ray-Ban smart glasses, and they look awesome. And the ARX AI headset I said earlier is tethered. And that's really a strong choice that we've made. But what this enables us is to keep the ARX headset lightweight because there is no battery in it. And if there is no battery, there's no need to charge it. And it also allows for 400 times more bandwidth to send videos and images to the smartphone. So that's really a key difference and part of the form factor of the ARX headset.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the first question you must get asked a lot is, why is it wired? And why can't I just wirelessly connect? But of course, the reality is, and I know this from just wearing the Meta frames, as wonderful as they are, the battery does not last long. It doesn't have the best battery. I'd have to have 3 pairs of these to get me through a day if I wanted to use them continuously in order to take one off and then charge it and then wear them, because I need to wear sunglasses all the time because of my light sensitivity. So, in order to keep them going, I have to have like 3 pairs in a row. That's not functional. And then you say as well, of course, about the bandwidth. And that's something that we've seen other competitors out there trying to create devices for blind people that are wireless that send video over Wi-Fi or even Bluetooth, and that can be challenging. It does feel in some ways like the technology is just maybe not there yet to enable that. We're getting close, but we're not there yet. And I feel we've had this conversation before, but not much has changed in that area. AI, yes, but not in terms of being able to send video over Wi-Fi, for example.
That's true, and I think you're right to point that because since we last spoke, so much has changed. We've seen the Humane AI pin, the Ray-Ban smart glasses 2, and the Celeste glasses, the Envision AI glasses, and they all live in different paradigms. The AI pin is a bespoke device that is not compatible with your smartphone, that comes with advantages and trade-offs. The Ray-Ban smart glasses, I believe, use Bluetooth, and so you can't really do live, real-time computer vision enabled detection and descriptions, like tracking the position of a hand or of a document in space. And if you use Wi-Fi, you get more bandwidth than with Bluetooth, but then you have to connect to that Wi-Fi network and you lose access to other networks, which is a real pain in terms of user experience. And so obviously wireless is an added comfort, and we're thinking about it too. But today it's just so much easier and so much better to just plug in the cable and remove it. And it just works.
Last time I tried this, it was on an Android phone. Have you been able to get it connected to an iPhone yet? Is that something that's possible?
Yes, so that's one of the announcements we will make officially soon. I can't give you a date yet, but yes, it's working on iPhone 15, and we'll be sending a small adapter that will make the current generation of the headset compatible with the iPhone 15. And all of this today is working, and as I said, we'll be making an announcement. But that's a really good experience. We're really happy that the iPhone switched to USB-C.
And we can see some of that now as you demonstrate using ARX Vision with Seeing AI.
I'm wearing the ARX AI headset, and today we're going to see how I can use Seeing AI to describe this painting. Connected my headset, and I'm going to launch the Seeing AI app. I'm going to lock the phone, put it in my pocket. Let's go. So,
processing. A painting on a brick wall.
And now I'm going to ask a question. Tell me more about the colors in the painting.
Checking for tell me more about the colors in the painting. The painting features a blend of various colors creating an abstract scene. Dominant hues include shades of blue and green, which form the background and might suggest landscape or waterscape. There are also bold accents of red and white that add contrast and depth to the composition. The use of black and gray tones contributes to the definition of shapes and possibly the impression of shadows or darker areas within the painting. The overall color palette is quite vibrant and seems to play with the juxtaposition of warm and...
So that's a pretty cool example of your partnership with Microsoft. Tell us about some of the other unique features of this new headset.
So it's called the 1.5 because it is the same industrial design, the same form factor, but it has completely redesigned electronics, including the famous Sony IMX179 4K sensor with an autofocus camera. So that's the big novelty. Plus the fact that we are actually compressing images on the headset so that it actually works with any Android device. The previous headset had issues because it was USB 3 and only a few, maybe 10% of Android phones have USB 3. So it ended up being very slow with most Android phones. Now it just works with everything, which is very, very good. We've also reduced the heat so the device doesn't overheat. And we've increased the audio output, which actually still depends, unfortunately, on which Android phone you use. Some phones don't output strong enough signal, but some phones like the Android Pixel, the Google Pixel phones, output very good audio. So there are still some differences depending on the Android phone you use. We've also given a lot more thoughts and care to the unboxing experience. So there's a nice box and packaging. When you open
Everyone loves to unbox, right? You got to have that lovely experience of, I think Apple started that, and it's everyone's following it now. You have to, right? It's part of the process now, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes, and as you may recall, when we first launched the ARX headset, the V1, it was during the pandemic, and we had no way to meet people to tell them how to use it. And it's a product with new modalities. It's a new way to interact with computers, and because we want this product to be accessible financially, we can't afford to send someone. And so we had to really design the unboxing and the first steps in the app to be easy to use and to guide the user. So this, in the new product, we have, when you open the box, there's a welcome pack with Braille embossed cards. And some of the cards are actually interactive because when you scan them with the app, you trigger some activities, such as scanning your hand or scanning a poem. And when you successfully scan the poem, you can listen to it and it tells you how to trigger the next step. And it's quite a delightful experience, and we've received very good feedback from that. So we're very happy about it.
It's also teaching you how to use the device, isn't it? Because oftentimes as blind people, we struggle to know where to point a camera, especially if it's on your face. You're not entirely always sure where it is going to be. So that, I guess, teaches you as you go. So it's a bit fun, but it's also a learning process as well.
That's the whole point, exactly. And that's definitely inspired from my background in video games where, when you play a game, you suddenly do lots of controls, touches, button combinations, and you basically complete quests and things like this. So you're ultimately sort of working or doing complicated things, but because there's a narrative, it's really fun and you learn by doing. And so that's exactly what we've done. We created activities, interactive activities that allow people to learn by doing.
I want to mention as well, because there's one product which does often get forgotten in all of this, unfortunately, but it shouldn't be. That's the Blind Shell Classic 2. Now, that device has enabled a lot of people who aren't interested in going down the smartphone route, but getting a feature phone with smart capabilities, I suppose you could say. It's a great device. And ARX Vision version 1 ran on that. I'm guessing the new version does too.
That's right, except that we have to launch the updated app on the Blind Shell. So currently, the app that's available on the Blind Shell platform is not compatible with the new headset. But in a matter of days or weeks, it will be available, and we'll make an announcement.
Yeah, it sounds like you're working hard to bring it all to these different platforms, which is amazing. Now, the price has changed a little bit, isn't it? Because it was, what, $12.99 last year? Or last time I remember when we talked about it first. That price has come down a bit, if I'm right in saying.
Yes, so the version 1 was selling at $12.99, that's correct. And the V1.5 is selling at $599.
That's US dollars.
US dollars, that's right. And that's part, I think I also shared that when we met initially a few years ago. That's part of our vision to make accessibility truly accessible. Yeah. We don't believe in the model of selling a device over $1,000, although there are very good schemes in different countries that will support that. But what we're thinking is that this is a device that anyone can purchase. People who need it the most can probably purchase it. And we're thinking about making it available in developing countries, in territories like Africa or India. So this should, the ARX AI could potentially empower children in schools in Africa. And I don't think that's, that a device like Orcam could do that, obviously.
You've worked with the RNIB in the UK to bring ARX Vision 1.5 to people so people can buy it via the RNIB in the UK. What about the US and Canada? How would people be able to buy that there?
So in Canada, the CNIB will be launching ARX within a few weeks. And in the US, ARX Vision is still the main distributor. So people can just go on our website, purchase it with a single payment or with installments. And our warehouse is based in the US, so they ship rather quickly.
Brilliant. Well, we look forward to it launching in Canada via CNIB and via their Smart Life stores. So we'll definitely bring you more information on that as we get it. But for now, though, I just want to wish you all the best with it because it sounds like a great idea. I love the fact it's coming to iPhone. Obviously, updating that Blind Shell Classic 2 app soon as well. That's fantastic news for users of it. So, yeah. One final question, I guess, for people who have the original headset. Is there an upgrade path for them that helps them out?
Yes, absolutely. So I invite anyone who has the V1 to contact us and at contact@arx.vision, and we'll be able to offer a discount if they are interested in the V1.5.
Charles Leclercq, thanks so much for coming back on. Come back soon.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Have a good rest of your day.
And there you go. You can find out more about that product, and you can also check out the CNIB Smart Life Centre details just by going to cnibsmartlife.ca for all the information about the release of ARX Vision later this year. And of course, you can tell us your thoughts about it as well. Maybe you've had hands-on and given it a try. Drop a comment below or drop us an email to feedback@doubletaponair.com. Call 1-877-803-4567 if you would like to tell us your thoughts by voicemail. Sean and I will be back soon with another Double Tap on YouTube. Catch you then.